Hey, I'm Shan, mama of the girls. This is Cozy Womb Podcast. I discuss everything parenting and kid affiliated. Hey guys, welcome back to Cozy Womb Podcast. This is episode 28. It is Monday. Welcome back. Y'all see the title. Stop making excuses for that relative. Holidays. Let's talk about it. Holidays in America are weird. Most are rooted in the death and murdering of people, which then people reciprocate in rejoicing, celebrating, and having food exchanged with one another. What makes the holiday harder is that some people want to quote unquote save face and be around relatives that are not family through actions, and it brings about bad memories with people you are related to. Where when you were a child, you had to be around them, but now you're an adult, you have a choice, especially if you were verbally, emotionally, or sexually abused by a relative. As a collective in 2022, we have to stop making excuses for that family member, for that relative, to have them continuously be around children, have them continuously act how they do, say what they do, without consequence. And that's what I want to talk about today. I understand this might be a touchy subject for a lot of people, so this is a disclaimer. If you are not ready, today I will be discussing sensitive matters. Please listen with caution. If you have kids in the room or you are at a workplace, please use your headphones. Yay! Parental news. The global population has reached 8 billion, which sounds crazy, but hey, people keep having kids. No matter what, I just want you to know, I know, your kid will sometimes do things that disappoint you. It doesn't make them horrible people. It doesn't make you a horrible parent. It just tells you that you still have work to do. In other news, a 10-year-old named Miracle helped her mom deliver her sibling at home. That's cool. I've never been to like a at-home birth. I've seen videos and I'm just like, sis, couldn't do it. I do not like pain. I could not do it. So I commend all women who can do that, and dads and family members and doulas who put that effort in. That is a very magical experience. Janae Aiko gives birth to her son with Big Sean, so congrats to them. Happy that they had a healthy delivery. And just so you guys know, all the shops this week until 11/27 will be on a 12% discount. So if you use the code GATHER22, you can get 12% off anything that you purchase on Cozy Womb Shop or Mama's Cozy Closet. And I didn't leave out the books. The books are also going to be on sale for $12.99 if you're buying in the US. It wouldn't let me lower it that low for the other countries, so sorry. But if you're in the US and you would like help or a podcast journal or gifting a podcast journal to a new podcaster or somebody that just wants to improve their podcast, go on lulu.com, check out the podcast journal, marketing the podcast 101, and the podcast questions. Now let's get into today's show. Hey guys, I know I mentioned this before, but for December on She Gets It Pod, I am not doing regular audio episodes. I might check in sporadically with updates or something I want to say, but I'm dedicating December to collaborations only. What does that mean? It means if you are a podcaster and you would like me to be on your show as a guest, I will make that time, schedule that time to go ahead and podcast with you. And if you would like to cross collab, I will go ahead and post our episode on my platform also. I will be focusing on YouTube for December, slightly checking in, but I really want to focus on just gifting myself as a guest. So if you're a podcaster and you're interested in that, please check me out and email me at shegetsitpod@gmail.com. Don't forget, Lulu.com has 3 of my journals to help podcasters. Yes, I made 3 books to go ahead and help podcasters. The first book I made was The Podcast Journal. And in that book, it basically helps you set a flow in order to do your shows and be more consistent, right? And the second book was Marketing the Podcast 101, where I explained to you that having a great podcast is, yes, recording it, but most of you getting your podcast out there is you talking about it and marketing it in a way, whether it's merch, TikTok, Twitter, IG, and your podcast and or your website. You have to know how to market your podcast. You have to know who your audience is. And then the third book is The Podcast Questions. I really broke down page by page what questions you would want to ask a particular guest by the guest type, and I left spaces in there from recommendations of what questions you should ask and tips from other podcasters. And also I gave you space to create your own questions that you want to ask your guests. And it's lightweight books. It's nothing heavy. It's nothing odd. You can roll it up, or you can just like stick it in your laptop bag with your laptop when you travel to record, and you just have like your resource on hand. I know some people are really just digital and they put everything in notes on their iPhone, and some people are like vivid seers of what they need to do and they like to write things down. So I hope that helped. Again, it's on lulu.com, and you can check out the links on shambypodden.com. Now back to the show. If you are looking for your fall sweaters and hoodies and you trying to prep the closet, or you're looking for long sleeve shirts or your new bus stop coffee mug, check out the Cozy Womb shop for the podcast because I updated. You're welcome. Peace.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
Holidays in America, for most families, we gather together. Some people love it, some people avoid it, and others have anxiety all the way through it. I am a woman who has experienced my own verbal, emotional, and sexual trauma with relatives as a little girl, and I try to do my best to keep myself and my kids away from people I've had horrible experiences with, away from relatives who just gaslight certain drama and subjects, and just, being the instigator in the room. I don't want my children around that energy. Relatives who act one way with you, and then when you're not around, they act another way. They have something else to say. I don't want to be around that at all. So I do have a lot of relatives who have not met my children. I do have a lot of relatives that I'm not trying to introduce my children to. I am saying this to say, as an adult and a parent, you have a right to not go places and be around people who make you uncomfortable. Okay? So please let go of, it's family tradition, or you're just being difficult, or can't you just put that to the side? Let people know you have a boundary, and the answer is no. Let people know you don't need to show your face. Let people know it's unnecessary. Let people know that the way that you want to celebrate whatever holiday you want, or you don't want to celebrate it at all, is your decision. I have no interest in having my children around who abused me for years. I don't say his name. I don't bring him up. I have no goals on mending or fixing any family ship with us. Even like my mom's sisters, like some of them I don't deal with, some of my cousins I don't deal with. I have no respect for it. For years, so many people condoned it that I'm related to. I remember the calls of concern, that's crazy, can't be talk. And fast forward to now, my relatives can kick rocks. That's how I feel. I have created an amazing family, amazing group of friends, amazing group of kinfolk, okay? And we have our own get-togethers, and they come over for the girl's birthday, and I see them throughout the year. sometimes I watch their dogs, and sometimes I go to their house, all of these things. And I've created my own family now, and I'm around people who are good to me and my girls, and I don't feel like relatives should dictate my peace. So I make my boundaries. I don't have to call you. I don't have to check in with you. I don't have to send updated pictures. I know a lot of them still reach out to my mom to figure out what I'm into, what I got going on, because they're nosy. But I think to have your mind at ease by being where you are, you should feel good. You should feel safe. You should feel like you can trust the people around you. Be with who you can trust. Take ownership of who you want to be, and don't allow these fake American holidays to take you back into a dark depression or everything you grew past, dealt with, went to therapy for. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to check in with people. You don't have to go back to anything. Push through and make the holiday yours. I want you to enjoy your week. I want you to have a clear head. I want you to keep your head on a swivel. Check your bank account often. Check the registers and the little keypad when you go to make sure it's not anything scammy going on. Make a list when you go to the grocery store. Try to go in the morning before the madness. And don't forget about the promo that's happening this week on Mama's Cozy Closet, Cozy Womb Shop, and Lulu Bookstore. The books are on sale. My name is Shan. Thank you for listening to Cozy Womb Podcast, and I will check you guys back on Friday. Bye.
Bye.
Catch those springtime vibes all over Arizona. Break out of the winter blues by hitting the water at one of our lake and river parks. Take a hike among the wildflowers. Just make sure to stay on the trails and leave the flowers for the bees. Discover Arizona's best kept secret and visit azstateparks.com/amazing to start your springtime adventure.